This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Denita News, the city's historic prison is about to get some TLC as a sizable grant enables the start of repair work. A hiccup for Kiwi Regional Airlines as the DCC decides against awarding the company a grant. And we'll find out which items at Otago Museum have drawn two university researchers here, all the way from Israel. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Civil Defence is alerting locals to possible wave surges as a result of a large earthquake near Chile. The surges are expected along Otago's coast from Oamaru to the Catlins from 2 a.m. Civil Defence is assessing the threat of a tsunami across the country and will continue to monitor the local situation. A $90,000 grant is kick-starting the project to restore Dunedin's historic prison to its former glory. The money will enable the Dunedin Prison Charitable Trust to start exterior repairs, and that means members are finally able to turn their vision into reality.
Looking to the past for future inspiration, the Dunedin Prison Charitable Trust is getting ready to start much-needed repairs on the city's former jail. Resource consent has just been granted along with funding from the Otago Community Trust. And Prison Trust Chairman Stuart Harvey expects the Lotteries Commission to contribute in coming months.
We're going to repair the roof and we're going to reinstate the facades across the frontage and repair the roof and painting and all that stuff that's needed at the same time. It's about $600,000 worth.
The prison building dates back to the 1890s and Harvey says the plan, particularly for the exterior, is to return it to its former glory. And he says getting the right people on board to do the work has been a breeze.
We're lucky in Dunedin having good tradesmen and people who can repair things to the real standards that they were built to in the early days. And this place was built really to last, and it has lasted very, very well.
The Trust has run prison tours for the past 4 years since it took over the site. Harvey says there's a lot of interest in the building and its history, inspiring grand plans beyond repair work.
In future, we're going to have a new visitor centre, and we're going to have proper tours, like real acted tours, people dressed up, telling the stories, and we're going to have a restaurant in the courtyard, and it's going to be a really superb tourist attraction.
Harvey says it's difficult to illustrate the Trust's vision for the former prison's future, but with work set to begin shortly, he foresees the public getting behind the project in a big way, helping to preserve not only the building itself, but an important part of the city's heritage. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
The estimated cost of strengthening Dunedin's historic courthouse has skyrocketed to more than $15 million. Justice and Courts Minister Amy Adams revealed the latest estimate, saying the work is now subject to a Treasury review. That's a blow to the local group lobbying the government to return full operations to the courthouse. Earlier estimates for strengthening the Category 1 historic building were around $3 million. Already the government has spent double that amount setting up a temporary facility in High Street. Advocates of the historic courthouse say it's far better than the temporary arrangement. Thousands of people have signed an online petition to save the building, which is likely to be presented to the Minister next week. The chief executive of a new flight service claims it will bring millions of dollars into the city. Kiwi Regional Airlines will operate specialty flights in and out of Dunedin from next month, but a local government decision means the associated benefits will be less than planned.
Hoping to soar to success, the founder of a new airline aims to create a niche in the national tourism market by offering flights specially crafted to Dunedin.
The Kiwi Regional Airlines is looking at flying direct between Dunedin and Nelson and Dunedin and Queenstown. I guess our main point of difference is we fly region to region, so we're not trying to compete with Air New Zealand or Jetstar, it's about regional flights.
Wilson says there's a significant demand for flights in and out of the city, but the market's long been neglected. He says his new venture will open Dunedin as a gateway, bringing more money in to boost the local industry.
I've always felt that Dunedin was connected to the world, but if you looked at the number of services, it is a little restrained or constrained. So we think these additional flights, particularly the fact that they are direct to new gateways, will be great for Dunedin's economy.
In a bid to create more jobs in Dunedin, Wilson approached the City Council for a $12,000 grant to base the company's maintenance locally. But the request was denied and Wilson's disappointed, saying Enterprise Dunedin has thwarted the creation of a much-needed employment.
If Dunedin really seriously wants to pursue attracting other international flights, and I think it does, then it's got to get real and it's got to look at itself and say we need a fighting fund, we need a fund that will help attract other carriers that will then create jobs and connectivity.
He says support for the venture has otherwise been very encouraging, with backing from the airport, the Chamber of Commerce and Dunedin Venues Management. Also, locals can take off after a few final regulatory hurdles. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
The Dunedin Night Shelter Trust has surpassed its fundraising goal and plans to purchase its rented premises. The trust is just over $600,000 with 2 weeks to spare until its fundraising deadline. Members plan to buy the Lee Street property they currently rent from private owners. That'll mean the continued operation of the night shelter, which offers a safe and comfortable environment for the city's most vulnerable residents. Homeless citizens are given food and a bed for the night, as well as access to basic amenities. The shelter's ongoing operation is dependent on donations and fundraising. Demand for the service is growing, with more than 60 bed nights a month. Ancient tablets housed at Otago Museum are attracting interest from around the globe. They've prompted 2 university researchers to travel south from Israel, and their analysis of the local artefacts is set to boost public understanding of the past.
Examining ancient tablets dating back thousands of years, students from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem are exploring Otago Museum's large collection of cuneiform tablets. And PhD candidate Peter Zilberg says it's exciting to shine a light on something the general public may not know anything about.
So it's just a writing system. And we are studying the different objects and the different languages of that period, of the ancient Near East, around 4,000 years ago till 3,000 years ago, till the time of Alexander the Great.
Each tablet offers a glimpse into a particular time in history, with some documenting prescriptions and potions, while others are receipts of purchases. And one of Zilberg's main focuses while in Dunedin is to re-examine a specific medical text to feed into ongoing research.
It's part of a big project of publishing all the cuneiform tablets in Australia and New Zealand. There's a lot of cuneiform tablets coming as all different ancient documents, coming to different places around the globe.
Otago Museum is home to one of the biggest collections of cuneiform texts in Australasia, and PhD student Anna Perdebon says it's always interesting finding tablets in unexpected parts of the world.
They're scattered all around the world and you can find them in really interesting places, like, we wouldn't have expected a few years ago to discover that they are here, and this is amazing.
Perdebon says the long-term aim of the project is to collect, register and translate all cuneiform tablets in Australia and New Zealand, in the hope of publishing the information so other academics and the public can learn more about the past. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Denita News, we find out what the outgoing artistic director of a local theatre is planning on doing next. And 3 Polytechnic students have made it to the finals of a contest that could take one of them to the top.
Obviously, as the Department of Corrections, our primary focus is on ensuring public safety. Corrections facilities or prisons almost self-sufficient communities in our own right. For some prisons, putting interventions, giving them options as far as interventions go that are designed around making them more positive members of the community when they return to it.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Wake up time and another frantic day ahead for Haraway's oat singles. With 3 delicious flavours in each pack, they don't last long with this family. They're so convenient and tasty, and they're ready in seconds. Haraway's oat singles are the ideal breakfast or snack on the run for today's busy families. And there's a flavour to suit everyone. Beat the rush and make sure you get your favourite flavour. Haraway's oat singles. Try new Kiwi Favourites Caramel Variety Pack.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices are just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, your guaranteed a treat.
Are you within your legal rights to take one life in order to save another? Welcome to the ambiguities of law. Because whilst the law may be clear, there is still room for both yes and no.
What? No!
The decision will depend on logical thinking and the art of argument. And this is what we learn at New Zealand's first and world-renowned law faculty.
You can stop now!
I'm Latafale, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Big Orange, for all your movies, records, books and games. Pre-loved needs and vinyl records, 45s, DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook, opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, The Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. The government has just pledged $22.5 million towards work at Dunedin Hospital. The money is for urgent maintenance and the upgrade of several departments. A group has also been assembled to lead the longer-term rebuild of the hospital, which is in the early planning stages. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. And the NZX 50 has closed the day up 26 points, it's now 5,694. The Dow Jones is up 140 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is unchanged against the pound, but we are up against the other currencies we follow. The Fortune Theatre's artistic director is moving on from the role after 5 years. Laura McGregor will finish at the theatre in October, and she joins us to talk about her career change. Good evening.
Hi.
What does an artistic director do?
Good question. So basically I'm responsible for the artistic vision of the theatre, and I program every show that comes into the theatre. All the creatives that come in, all the actors, all the designers, all the directors, and I also direct 4 of the productions each year myself. So I'm responsible for the art, and I work in tandem with a general manager who takes care of the finance, and together we keep the theatre as buoyant as we possibly can.
What's it been like working for the Fortune?
Oh, an amazing experience that I don't think I'll truly be able to absorb exactly what that's been until I'm gone, and I've got the luxury of hindsight, I don't think.
Tell us about some of the highlights.
Okay, well the highlights of course are the staff, the people in the community that I get to meet and deal with all the time. And because I am the face of the Fortune, I am intricately involved with the community on every sort of level. So those are big highlights. Artistically, the work that we've done off-site, the work that we do with young playwrights and developing young playwrights, and just the luxury of having to work with some of the best talent in the country.
So what's prompted your decision to leave?
Well, I think 5 years is really a normal, I don't know what's normal, but a normal term for an artistic director, generally speaking. People start to get used to your style and what your vision is, and my vision has been to keep Fortune producing contemporary work only. And of course, foremost, I'm an artist, so I need to refuel and to keep challenging myself as an artist to grow, and it's time, and it's a great opportunity because there are only 6 artistic director roles in the country, so they're really, really rare, and the opportunities, you know, it's great for the picking for somebody who's ready to launch into that role.
Tell us about what you're moving into next.
Good question. Well, I'm going to have a nice break because obviously the workload's really high. So you're working sort of 6-7 days a week, 8 in the morning till 11 at night. It's really non-stop. So it's really key to replenish. I have 3 months work directing and acting because I cross over both of those further up north. But I'm based here, essentially. I'll be based here and I'll be freelancing, and I'm a photographer as well.
What are some of the challenges that directors and actors face here in Dunedin?
Well, limitations of work. I mean, Fortune Theatre is the only professional theatre in the town of its kind. So we produce 9 shows a year, and on average we cast about 45 actors through that year. And, you know, like if you're a 65-year-old actor, not every play has a 65-year-old in it. Or if you're an 18-year-old actor, not every play has an... So you'd be silly to sort of wait around. If you're really passionate about being a professional in the industry, some people make it happen, but they do base here and they go other places, but you have to travel in order to sustain a career. Yeah.
Lara McGregor, outgoing artistic director of the Fortune Theatre, thanks so much for your time and good luck for your future endeavours.
Thank you, and thank you for your support. Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, we meet one of the local men who'll be scaling trees in a national competition, and we take a look at the pros and cons of the Chinese buying into silver fern farms.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked money-back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product, and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Big Orange, for all your movies, records, books and games. Pre-loved needs and vinyl records, 45s, DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook, opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
She's 21 metres long with a 6.7 metre beam. She can support diving, seafloor mapping and sampling, deep water measurements, and has onboard laboratories. She has a range of 1,000 nautical miles, which means the Polaris 2 can take your studies further than you ever thought possible. My name's Will Raymond, and this is My Place in the World.
Take your place in the world.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boy store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices is just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, your guaranteed a treat.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
We can't guarantee what people will do once they leave here, but we can sure as hell try to make it better. We're making headways, especially with our offenders going out and the integration between our industries and the outside industries, like the real stuff. Society just needs to give these guys a chance.
Welcome back. An Otago Polytechnic student is climbing his way to the top, literally. He's about to compete in the National Tree Climbing Contest. And in a first for the Polytechnic, he's one of 3 student finalists.
Climbing to success. This arboricultural student is on the road to tree climbing glory. With the South Island Regional done and dusted, he's off to the National Tree Climbing Competition in Nelson.
There's going to be a few events and there's going to be a few top guys to look out for. A lot of experienced guys, so that's something for me is pretty interesting to see what these guys get up to and see how the big boys do it.
Kirby's been climbing for 4 years, but this is his first shot at the title. He's one of 3 Otago Polytechnic students who qualified for the Nationals, and their tutor couldn't be more proud.
It's fantastic, yeah, no, it's really good. Most years we always have one going as a wildcard entry to the competition, but yeah, this year we had 2 girls going, so they both qualified as well. So yeah, great result.
The local students will go up against 30 to 40 arborists of all ages from all around the country. And Kirby says there's a mental and physical side to the sport that's not for everyone.
You've got to have your wits about you, I suppose. You don't get any second chances. If you fall out, that's pretty much it, I think. So yeah, just a lot of focus. And have fun at the same time. Yeah, that's why we're doing it, I suppose.
Kirby's excited about the event and can't wait to put on a bit of a show. And he hopes it comes with the opportunity to network and meet some of the industry's big players.
Silver Fern Farms is considering a controversial deal with Chinese investors worth more than $200 million. It would significantly boost the Dunedin-based company's operations, but some farmer shareholders don't want half the business under foreign control. Otago Daily Times business editor Dean McKenzie joins us to explain the proposal. Good evening, Dean.
Hello.
What is the deal that's being considered?
Okay, so as you mentioned in the preview, the Shanghai Meiling company listed on the Shanghai Stock Exchange is going to put $261 million to get a half share of a new company called Silver Fern Farms Limited, and the other half will still be controlled by the Farmers Cooperative, which is Silver Fern Farms.
That sounds like a good idea. What are the pros?
Well, the pros are that Silver Fern Farms will be, at this stage next year, if the deal goes through, will be debt-free and cash positive. It wants to return to giving its shareholders rebates, which it hasn't done for a while, because it's been in debt. I mean, the meat industry in New Zealand, pretty stuffed, to be honest. And it'll start paying dividends on the shares that the farmer suppliers and ordinary shareholders, which it hasn't done either for a while.
And the cons?
The cons are, well, I can't see too many, to be honest, from a business perspective. There is always, just lately in New Zealand, there's sort of a bit of a resistance to Chinese investment. But really, I mean, the shares are valued at $2.84 under the deal, and they last traded before they, when they were suspended, at 35 cents. So it's a lot of money.
Do you think the deal will go ahead?
Well, look, until today, I would have thought yes, it was just a pro forma deal, but the government turned down a Chinese investment in a large station in the North Island. A bit different there, it's a farm, and this one, all the Chinese get is access to high quality protein, which is the meat, and the Silver Fern brands, which they're going to promote heavily. So there's maybe a bit of a query there, but I still think the deal's good enough to go.
When is a decision expected?
Well, farmer shareholders get to vote on October 16 in Dunedin, special general meeting. So the Silver Fern Farm's chairman and chief executive are holding farm meetings now around New Zealand to sell the deal, basically. And they've got a good story to tell, I think.
Well, we'll wait and see what the result of that is. ODT Business Editor Dean McKenzie, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Repair work on the city's former prison is about to start, with a $90,000 donation and more money on the way. The founder of a new airline says it'll bring millions of dollars into the city despite a local government decision dwarfing profits. And rare artefacts at Otago Museum are being analysed by 2 university researchers who've travelled to Dunedin from Jerusalem. It's time now to take a look at what's going to be in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and Bruce Query is with us. Good evening.
Good evening. At Dunedin Hospital, we've already heard that the government's approved the redevelopment of the intensive care unit, and there's also news that some of that money is going to be held back so that the plans can be reworked. Land search and rescue members are grieving today. It's emerged that one of the 2 people who have been lost at sea from the Catlins coast is a member of Landsar. And don't miss our Friday sports lift out. We've got plenty of World Cup news for the Rugby World Cup, expert predictions, and we'll continue our series on the team pools.
That's all in tomorrow's ODT, plus more. Thank you, Bruce. Time now for local weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Puff Plus.
And here is tonight's City View. It's taken looking across the harbour towards the Otago Yacht Club. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, quite pleasant. 19 for the central city, 21 at the Gardens and 22 out on the Tyree. Well, to the situation, and a ridge of high pressure will spread onto the South Island from tomorrow. It's followed though by a period of colder southerly air. Areas of low pressure will develop at the weekend and then drift along the east coast, bringing a period of unsettled weather right through until Tuesday. Oh, well, around the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, rain and sou'westers pretty much everywhere. Highs are between 8 or 7 and 13 degrees. And sou'westers and rain for Queenstown with a high of 10 there, but a sou'west change will bring showers later on for Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel. Highs of around 13 or 14 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, high cloud and westerlies, a low of 8. Tomorrow, fine at first, but rain developing in the afternoon with a cold sou'west change. Snow lowering to 200 metres in the evening, but a high of 14. And on Saturday, wintry showers clearing during the day with cold southerlies slowly easing, a high of 8. Ooh, and finally to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. High tide tomorrow morning is at 6:45, low tide follows at around 25 to 2. And fishing conditions look good, particularly around 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And that's all from the team here at 39 Denita News for Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.